So I'm from LA. I learned how to surf between Huntington Beach and Malibu, let's say. I'm a regular foot. And I think what most attracted me to El Salvador is the waves are really similar to the right-hand points we have in Southern California, but in warm water.
I keep hearing people talk about Surf City. What is that?
Yeah. So, Surf City is their kind of promotional name for the area between Puerto La Libertad and El Zonte, which the most similar thing that I could compare that to is like the 7 Mile Miracle on the North Shore, whereas this area just faces straight south, picks up absolutely any south bump in the water, and there's 14 right-hand points and 3 rivermouth A-frames in the area.
Right now, the ISA is at, where is it?
They're at Bocana and Sunzal, which is where One Wave Surf House is at Sunzal, and that's more. Bocana is more of like a trestles, powerful A-frame, rivermouth A-frame, and Sunzal is like our C Street, big deep water, longboard, point break, holds anything you throw at it.
Where's the WSL going to hold the event, and what is that wave like?
So the WSL is at Punta Chilama, which is also known as Punta Roca. And that is, the wave itself is most similar to, I would compare it to like J Bay or Rincon in Santa Barbara. It's a fast, high performance right-hand point break over big boulders. It's the premier wave in Central America. It's very good.
What do you think the WSL competitors are going to do on that wave?
Yeah, when it's doing its thing, it's take off straight into a tube. And so if it's working while they're there, and it's likely looking that way based on the forecast right now, you're going to see some, especially the regular footers pulling right in at takeoff, coming out, smacking the lip a few times and pulling back into the second section.
Tell me about the conditions. What's the water temp like? What's the air like? Tell me a little bit about El Salvador.
Well, we have 2 seasons. We have like a warm, hot, dry season and a hot, rainy season. So it's always warm or hot. You're never in any kind of rubber. And right now we're at the very beginning of the hot, rainy season. So we're going to have some days that get rained out probably or stormed out. We're also going to have some, post-storm glass and perfect conditions. We've actually had an unusually calm year so far as wind. We typically have that diurnal surf pattern where you get the morning offshore and then some light winds by 9 a.m. and then it's blown out in the afternoon, and we might get a glass off in the evening. That's pretty typical. But even that's been pretty well behaved this year, and we've had some days with all day glass. And then of course during the rainy season, like I said, we're at the beginning of the rainy season. One day could be kind of stormy, and then it could be clean for 2 or 3 days straight.
Hey, are there any hazards there with cobblestones and warm water? Usually there's urchins, anything like that?
Yeah, exactly what you'd expect. Urchins, there's little things that grow on the rocks, like sharp mussels and shells. They're called pirihute, and they will cut you to shreds. And geez, I guess if all the locals are out of the water, then for the Compton, they don't have to worry about those hazards. So basically the rocks and the sharp shells.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Like, let's say I went there tomorrow and I wanted to get a wave. Is there a place where a guy could sneak off and get an uncredited session if he got up early? It sounds like there's a lot of options there.
Yeah, there's lots of options. But Roca itself, being the premier wave in Central America, really has a crowd from sunrise to sunset. And sometimes that backs off midday. People get enough, and it's mellow midday, but it's a competitive lineup for sure on a typical day.
Tell me, what are some of your favorite things about El Salvador besides the perfect right point breaks?
El Salvador's just got lovely people, for the most part, lovely in and outside of the water, and they're a work hard culture. Everybody works hard and plays hard. Food's great. I'd say it's the best food in Latin America outside of Mexico, probably. If you've ever had a pupusa, that's That's their premier food. Being in LA, I'm sure you've seen a pupuseria or two, and they're even better in El Salvador.
Hey, El Salvador sounds like a dream location, a place that I want to go. Tell me about your surf house.
Yeah, we'd love to host you on your first trip down there. Our surf house, One Wave Surf House, is like an ideal location for families or a bunch of friends to come and get a house together and experience El Salvador for the first time. It is on the hill overlooking Sunzal, which is the world-class longboard wave in country. I think I said before, it breaks like a warm water sea streets or warm water churches. And it is a brand new 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom, 2 decks, private pool, huge kitchen, with easy access to both the break and to El Tunco, which is the tourist town in El Salvador that's really popular for nightlife and restaurants and things like that. And that's also where the ISA is being held right now. The wave that breaks like trestles lowers is in El Tunco. So when you stay at One Wave Surf House, you have all the comforts of home, plus your walking distance from these great waves and these great restaurants and nightlife.
That sounds incredible. Hey, man, I want to say thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All right, man. Peace. See ya.